All right. Hello and good evening and welcome to another episode of Cow Tech. I'm Adam Ross and I got my co-host over here, Tyler. What's going
Hey,
on, bud?
hey, how's everyone going today?
Man, oh, happy Sunday is it, man. I
That's
actually
right.
got to experience something brand spanking new today, and I actually thought of Sean Rushin or Rushin. I can't say his last name. I'm horrible with names, but definitely got to go out and check out some fast boats. Like, super impressed, and had a little mishaps myself. Thought I could show off some on-road or off-road stuff, and ended up getting it so muddy. You'll see it on the bench later. Luckily, I got the best clean and maintenance regime on the planet because sometimes showing off isn't the best thing.
So did you sink any boats?
Actually, there was some epic crashes. They raced, I
Nice.
guess, 6 at a time, and
Oh,
oh my god, I would be so nervous if I was one of the first ones to crash because, man, you do not want to have your boat as an extra buoy out in the
no.
water. They're clipping around anywhere from, like, 70 to 80 miles an hour, and
Wow.
I was blown away. You can check it out on, my Facebook, but,
Yeah,
definitely a cool experience, a little
I
bit
saw
different
it.
for me. Oh, yeah, and
I was watching.
honestly, uh, I told everybody, there's a couple products. I let them try the Udder Butter on their props, stuff like that, and I kept thinking what Sean kept saying, "Do not spray the mousse slick on the bottom of the boat."
Right.
That's all I kept thinking was, all the help that we get from different teammates and you guys, the viewers, but, it was a little bit out of my comfort zone, to say the least, so it was a interesting thing to see for sure.
Very nice. Well, yeah, no, we
Yeah.
got some cool stuff to share with you today. I mean, this is our part two of our CowRC RC maintenance way to save money and show you the value of all the products that we sell and kind of help you push your dollar along a little bit further. I mean, last episode we showed you, how to add some more water, to your mix, your part and chassis wash and your tire wash.
Mhm.
Show you how to kind of use those cleaning solutions and make them last longer. And actually, how much and it's not like it's diluting the ability of those clean products. It's extending the value. So check that out, episode 41. And we talked about some different water to product ratios. That way to help you out a lot, because you'll be amazed on how much, part and chassis wash, as an example, how far a bottle of concentrate will go.
And it's funny that you bring up value because that is the hashtag for today. So hashtag
Boom.
value and get your chance to win. Dino, man, I'm wishing you luck. I know you're winning in the intro every day, but definitely hope you get some luck on your side this time. And Johnny, I seen he had his SCT 4x4 short course out in full effect on the weekend. Hopefully you did good there, buddy. Definitely want to wish you well there. And I will screenshot you the information you requested. Now that I'm sitting at my desk, I thought I could just do it on my phone and it didn't have what I needed. So I will do it from the computer for you. But hopefully the tips and tricks I gave you was enough to get you on the podium.
Nice. Yeah, and so for today's prize, we're gonna give away two prizes, and you guys get to choose. Also, let's keeping some cleaning and aerosol land, no jet vacs and all that stuff. So cleaning solutions, aerosols. You guys pick what products we talked about that are really exciting for you. Maybe you haven't tried it yet. Maybe you've tried so much you just need a refill. So let us know what you want to talk about, or what you'd actually like to get for a potential prize today.
And speaking of products, man, everybody
Yeah.
now should have their shot at the cow snot. And
Hmm.
man, I gotta say, a lot better than the demo product that I had. This
Different.
is right, the consistency and all that stuff. So I got a little bit of dust and dirt and debris, and the nooks and crannies right on the wing. You can actually let it get right in there, nice and deep, and it doesn't stick or leave any contaminants on your wing, in your screws, nothing whatsoever. And it's got a minty smell, this stuff, compared to
Yeah.
the other, right?
It's a little different.
So
Yeah, actually, my daughters got a hold of this, and they added some of their own scent, like their perfume scents. They put in this, so it definitely smells different than the standard product.
yeah, and it definitely is easy to use. I seen some people demoing it on their shocks and their
Yeah,
spring. And to me, that is where I found the most value added was on those components because in between rounds, if you're not pulling them off, rebuilding them, or changing your spring rates, it's awesome just to throw that on there, get the dust out, and then you can get it in. Now, my blue cow snot is still going strong, but it definitely has picked up a lot of dirt and debris.
I mean, yeah, I mean, yes, shocks big time. I mean, you see how difficult these things are. What I was using before was the Cleaner and Degreaser, and I think this is just equally as nice. It picks up some of the big stuff, right? And you're not using product. So of course, the cow snot it's not going to last forever. It is perishable from when you get it dirty and stuff. But it's another example of something. Granted, these shocks are brand new, so they don't have any dirt on them, but you can see how it kind of it'll get into everything. So the nice thing about this is it's something different to use, especially the value of it.
Right.
And I mean, how much you get? I mean, it's a good size container. Like I said, it will pick up the dirt, and you'll have to dispose of it after time. But the nice thing is, you put it back in the container, something nice to bring with you, in case you need it to, go in the bag or in the car.
And Tom just says it works great on carpet fiber, which is awesome because we are going on road racing again this year. So definitely very cool. Can you wash the snot to clean it? That I do not know yet, Mike, but I definitely know that it has exceeded my life expectancy with the demo stuff. This is my first tub of actual cow snot with the color green and the cool graphics, of course. But I know the demo product that we were testing, the blue stuff that Tyler has right there.
Yeah.
I have beaten on that. Have we had it for a month now? Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, yeah, at
Yeah.
least.
So
Yeah, and
it's
and I've tried it. I've tried to wash it out, and no, you cannot wash it out. So like,
okay.
it will, all the stuff that you get. Here, let me pull up my screen here. I'll kind of show you what it's going to look like. And this is obviously it's the blue version here, but can you see
Here, I'm
dirt
gonna zoom
inside of it,
in.
right? So that's not coming out. So, but the nice thing is it still works. Like, I mean, you still see it's still sticky, it's still going to work. This hasn't, even though it's got some dirt in it, it's still not unusable. So the nice thing is if you, for whatever reason, let this sit out and you ignore it for a few hours and it starts getting dry, you can add a few drops of water to make it sticky again. So it's not going to go away on you. So that part you can do. So you can actually replenish and rehydrate it. Based on a little bit of water. Don't add too much because I've heard that
Yeah.
it will wreck it. It'll just kind of turn to slush. So a little bit at a time and wait till it kind of comes back. But that you can kind of revive it that way.
And obviously, you guys are regulars, so we appreciate you guys tuning in. And you know about the Cowtech code that's below us. Now, I don't know if you've been to the site lately. He has hit a home run. If you're looking for the ultimate combo maintenance packages, man, let me just pull up the website
Yeah,
here.
good idea.
I'm going to show this off. Um, I didn't realize until just recently. So hopefully you can see my mouse. I'm over the RC maintenance kits. They have it broken down into three categories now. So you got the chemicals and the accessories. And I just want to show you guys the Deluxe RC cleaning and maintenance kit is ridiculous. Like if you want everything, this is your go-to kit. Now, it goes all the way down to the kit where you just have the brush combo, which is super cool if you want to get all the brushes in one foul swoop. Definitely super cool. And obviously it builds up from that. So it is super cool to have this offered. Now, of course, you got the classic ones. And these ones are already discounted, and you can see that you got the small RC maintenance kit, the medium maintenance kit, the large maintenance kit, and of course the XL. each time you level up the size, not only are you getting a bigger mat to fit your RC needs, you're actually getting more to go along with it. And on top of that, the CowTech code will work at checkout. So you've already seen the
Yes.
classics. I'm not showing you guys anything new. How about we go to the new pro kits? Now, this is where Heath surprised me, and this was a unbelievable deal. Now, it starts off at the small. Way down here, you got the mouse pad kit. Then you got into the carbon series. Then you go to the large mouse pad. Then you go to the deluxe. The deluxe already has an amazing amount of products to get you going in your CowRC journey. And then you get up to the deluxe small, the deluxe large, the deluxe large mouse pad kit, and then, man, look at that Masters kit.
Big
If you
baller.
want to be the guy, that is the kit for you. And let me tell you, the amount of stuff that comes in that kit, you get 3 moose slicks, 2 tire washers, you get all the brushes, you get the pit lights, you get everything, man. Like, it's the Masters kit for a
Well,
reason.
and you see and you see on the website, you start going through there, you see the price versus the original price. That's just not like a made up number. That's the money that you're saving based on those bundles. Plus, you use your Cow-Tech code and save 10% off. So that works. And any other code that you guys have that's out there, you can use that on those kits. So I mean, if you're looking for to get yourself in a different game, or kind of just get into the hobby, get into the niche within the niche of RC maintenance, that's the way to do it. You can go as far as you want. And it's a really, and surprisingly, enough, those kits have been very popular. They started off as just a couple of them. It was like maybe like 4 or 6 of them. And I mean, now there's like 20 of them. And it's because they've become so popular. So really take a look at it. I mean, you're going to save yourself a lot of money. Plus, you're going to get yourself into things that you maybe didn't know you needed. And, as you kind of watch back in the old episodes that Adam and I are doing of CowTech and see the different products we're testing and we're demoing and explaining. And those are all parts of those packages. So you can get your hands on all that stuff.
Yeah, Joseph, codes will not stack. Thank you, Dino. Yeah, he is absolutely
No
right.
code.
So we do appreciate when you use the CowTech. It does save you an additional 10% over anything else that is on the site. So we do appreciate when you click. Using CowTech shows that you guys are watching, paying attention, and getting a little bit of a deal to for your time. We appreciate that.
Yeah, Johnny, there's a bundle in there I saw the other day that's it's the Moose Licks plus Udder Butter. So it's got the 3 different Moose Licks and plus the Udder Butter in there. So it's kind of like they're kind of a lot of times joined in families. Like there's a brush kit. So it's just all of the brushes together. So take a look at that through there. There we go. It's right there. Yep. The lubricant RC maintenance kit there. So that's the one that I was referring to.
It is an awesome kit, especially when you're going to use all 3 of them. It's definitely one of those ones that you can pull the trigger on very easily. My favorite cleaning kit is option number 2, where you get the concentrate, the tire wash, the hide wipes, and both of the Moose Slick and electronics cleaner. To me, that one is like probably one of my favorite combos. Almost everything that I use on a daily basis, especially out at the track.
Yeah, and the nice way that these kits are put together is, as we've talked about in previous episodes, the CowRC RC maintenance products, they work as a system. So you can't just buy one product and it works for everything. As an example, you have part and chassis wash to clean your chassis and your shocks and your diffs. But what about your electronics, right? So you need something for electronics, which we have the Cleaner and Degreaser, which is fully electronic safe. Then what about your tires? You can't use either of those, so you have a tire wash, right? So it's a lot of different things. And what are you going to wash them with? You're not going to use your hands. Do you need a brush? Yep, we've got those too. We've got the microfiber. So there's lots of different components, and it's a system. And that's what Am and I want to share with you is how these all work in a system. Do you need to buy all of them to be, a RC maintenance savvy? No, you don't. But you can buy them, and you'll see how they, and especially these kits give you kind of a chance to sample them. So you're just getting one, and the way that Heath is organized these is they kind of make sense together, like the Moosick. So it's all lubrication. So if you're looking for things, lubricate your shocks, your gears, your CVD axles, all those type of things, like that's where this kind of goes to, is you can see where all these products work in different parts and pieces.
Yeah, so Jeffrey asking a great question there. And obviously, I'm running a pillow ball car. And at first, I was just using the Moosick. And then he came out with the sprayable grease, just like the Otter Butter, but
Yeah.
you can just get it in there. And
Yeah.
I basically switched to that,
Ultralight
and
Grease.
I haven't gone back. But definitely one of those things that you want to keep an eye on, because for us, you don't want to have any binding in the steering
Right.
whatsoever. You want to keep that nice and clean, nice and loose, and lubricated as well. So great question there. But I did start with the Moosick, and then I have now transitioned over to the oil. So I was using Moo Clean to get oil off my shocks during repair at the track. Absolutely. Yeah. And honestly, there's so many uses. I was watching online, and you guys have been killing it on the fan page. And even the use of the Utter Butter and how much you guys have been putting on your diffs have been getting way better. We're talking about
Agreed.
value. We're talking about making your money go a little bit further. And what better way to do it than not wasting product, only
Yes.
using the amount that you require. So one of the things that I wanted to show you was like, actually, how much product do I use? And you guys know that me and the kids are going through diffs quite a bit. And all I do, I just put a couple dabs through the rings. So now you can see I only have a few dabs here. And then once you get that on the actual pinion and start spinning it around, you'll see that I'm only putting a little bit in there just to coat it. So now as soon as that starts spinning around, you're not wasting product where it's going to goop out and get all over the teeth and possibly be on your diff case and stuff like that. Only use what you require for protection. And that's what it's for. And obviously the Utter Butter is probably the best protection you can get for your diffs and gears and stuff like that. But I've seen people gooping it in, filling their whole cases and stuff like that. And this is one of those things that just a little dab will do you. And honestly, if you're changing out diffs on an event or at a race like we do all the time, you don't want to be wasting it on like extra grease. Like you're just going to see it goop up and bunch up into the diff housing and casing and stuff like that. So like I said, just a couple dots in there. Once you click it in, spin it in, get it all worked in, you'll notice that every tooth is covered and coated and you have the protection that you need while getting that extra value out of your Utter Butter. I love it. Not only that, I actually got these bad boys too. I don't know if everybody's gotten their hands on these, but I haven't even cracked them open yet. They're the new
Yep.
microfibers from CowRC. I love them.
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah, reusable. You can reuse these things, wash them. So yeah, they're not just a one way, one throwaway and use it type of thing. And they all have a nice little CowRC logo up in the top corner. So really cool. And they come in gray, dark gray, which is the dark gray, and then the green. So then again, different packs and quantities. You can get a 3-pack, and I think I think it's a 15-pack is the other size. So lots of different options for you.
Jeffrey, I sure hope so, because you know what? You'll see some of my posts where I was just using the solder mat, and just having the measuring tape on the solder mat is a huge plus, because I'm a stickler when it comes to installs and keeping my stuff nice and the wires all where they're supposed to be. And I don't want to have extra and I don't want to have less. So I've been using that measuring tool on there because you know what? You don't have to put your soldering iron down, nothing like that. It's all good. And having that there molded right into the solder mat is a huge help, especially when you're trimming wires and trying to get them all the same length and stuff like that. You'll see in one of my pictures where I was actually doing it at the track for my good buddy John Blakely, who kicked my butt in short course. We won't mention that, but we wired up his stuff with some new Teak electronics, and we had a blast. And I didn't have to worry about any of my stuff because that solder mat is money. That definitely will save your investment if you put it over the Carbon Series mats and all that stuff. But yeah, definitely one of those things that you need for sure. So up next is the ultralight grease coating, and I
Yes,
think that you had something that you could
I
show off
do.
with that.
Yeah, let me zoom in here. So yeah, so ultralight grease here. So this is what we were talking about with pillow balls. You know, that's obviously one of the uses that you can use on these for this product, but not the only use. So we talked about front axles, right? So what we can do here, you know, we need your front axles need lots of lubrication to turn properly. So what we're going to do here is spray some in the corner here. You know, when I have my Carbon Series mat, stuff gets wild. So sprays go everywhere. And also with the applicator tubes, right? So when you order aerosols, you have the option to order some extra aerosol tubes. So they come in different sizes. There's 2 different sizes, and yes, they do make a difference. I'll kind of show you. You know, actually, you're not gonna be able to see it on the camera, but you know, here we have a spray nozzle here, and this, you know, this is what you're gonna kind of work with, right? So these come with the tubes that you can add different sizes to it. But 2 different sizes are available. But you know, for the ultra thin grease, or excuse me, ultra light grease, doing your axles here, a perfect opportunity just to kind of get some grease tucked away in here. And the nice thing about this is that this is for exposed areas. So you're not going to want to run this on things like gears and that are internal components. You're always going to want to run this on the outside. And the reason that this came about is because people were running udder butter on, you know, your CVD axles, all those type of things on the outside of your vehicles, and it would get caked in mud and dirt and so forth. So this is why this became available. And you know, like Adam said, you know, he's using Moosick silicone spray on his pillow balls.
Yep.
Well, you know, you could have probably used udder butter as well, but then you've got the dirt, right? The dirt cakes in there, and then that gets even more gross. So this came out and is very, very similar to udder butter. It's definitely in the aerosol form. So you're going to want to let it cure. And that's what the awesome thing is about all of these aerosols is you want them to cure. And that's the great part about the aerosol formula is that it sprays in, it applies, it gets in little tight spaces. Whereas like the udder butter, you know, it's like a thick grease, right? So it's not going to get into different little areas. So you're going to spray anything you spray on with the ultralight grease, let it cure overnight, right? Let it kind of get inside those little parts and pieces, form a nice, you know, lubricant, I guess, anti-bond, right? And take out the next day. So perfect solution to those specifically exposed areas.
Yeah, so Justin, absolutely. I kind of have a feeling what you're getting at there. And the udder butter here, it's not as like as small as a syringe. I did see somebody take a smaller
Right.
syringe and suck it out of the udder butter, I guess the bigger tubs. And
Yeah.
man, when they let me borrow it, it was so hard to squeeze it out of the syringe. So I'm thinking the smaller the syringe, the harder it's going to be to apply, but
Yeah.
definitely a good idea. And I know he's in the comments right now, so I started, and I just want to bring it up again. So he was saying a needle dropper for the lubricating in tight spaces. It's definitely helpful on smaller scale. I'm sure the smaller you go, the least amount that you would need, or the lesser amount you would need.
Yeah, and one thing, Adam, that I forgot to talk about, you know, we're talking about value, right? So we're not just
That's
talking
right.
about how to use it properly. It's the value of it. So, you know, we talked about the tubes, right? There's you can, you know, you don't have to run the tube. You can take the tube off. Obviously, more product is going to come out. There's 2 different size tubes that kind of regulate how much product comes out. But talking about a value, right? So there's a lot of people that will use automotive products for their RC maintenance needs. And we've talked about this before, where not the best solution, because automotive products are harsh. They're not made for these little cars. They're made for big vehicles. So just kind of give you a comparison. So if you're price shopping and you're looking for a grease, because I'm sure there's some automotive grease that's similar, and keep in mind, this is a proprietary product. So this is not like a rebranded RC product. This is not a rebranded automotive product. This is only made for CowRC. You will not find this anywhere else or anything like this out there. But in the event you find some automotive like this or similar, so this basically costs $1.22 per ounce, right? So you have to kind of keep in mind where this is not a, these cans are sized by how much actual product is in them, not the size of the can. So when I say $1.22 per ounce, it's the amount of product that's actually in here. So you'll see some other products that will be maybe the same size can, but they have less product in it. So keep that in mind if you're price shopping, and we'll kind of go through that as we kind of go through the episode of how much these products cost per ounce. So something to keep in mind as well.
Well, and what was the price per ounce for that one?
$1.22.
Yeah, like crazy.
So there's 14 ounces. Like, as an example, there's my tube fell out. So look at these two cans, right? Same exact can. This is 14 ounces of product. This is 15 ounces of product. So cans are identical. So that's what I'm saying is when you go to the store and you price these out, don't just look at the can size. Look at what how many ounces of product are actually in here. Because when you get to aerosols, some people, they load them up with aerosol, right? And so maybe it's only got half the product in it. So just those are some things. If you're really value shopping, don't just look at the price and the size of the can. Read the fine print.
Speaking of value, I see the hashtags coming in, which is awesome. But
Nice.
Tom and Dino tag teaming on a great tip. They're absolutely right. And we've seen this in different episodes. So it's awesome that you guys are paying attention. Awesome that you guys are bringing it up. But we actually had that mixed in with otter butter, and it thinned it out awesomely. And we know that they were using it on racing diffs. So, man, Tom, you are absolutely right. And Dino, keeping those sample otter butter tubes is a perfect way to get the perfect consistency that you're looking for sure. Oh, we got Fish and Bill coming in hot. Yeah, and definitely super cool tips. And honestly, some really good ideas coming here. I started a couple for Heath just to kind of ponder on. And yeah, up next, we got one of my favorites and one that I'm going to need because, man, trying to show off. I don't know if you can see my bearings are going to need what he's about to do.
Yes.
So Tyler's going to take it away here and kind of show you the value you can get by saving some of your bearings. And obviously, preventive maintenance is the best maintenance. And I'll let him take it away.
Yeah, so you got your Moosick Ultrathin Oil with PTFE. And so you might want to ask yourself, what is PTFE? It's a Teflon. So what it's doing is this is impregnated with Teflon in it. So that way, when you inevitably maybe don't reapply this to your bearings, it's still always going to be there. So that Teflon coating will always be there no matter what. So what we're doing here is, and this is for protection of any type of bearing, shielded bearings, ceramic bearings, anything like that. And you can use this to new ones, old ones, rusted up ones, whatever you want to do. So these are new bearings right here. And I've got my little applicator tube on it. And I'm just going to spray this lightly. And the reason I'm putting this, so I'm going to the value of this, right? So again, the tube, getting yourself, this is really the type of spray that this tube is for specifically. So I got some shielded bearings here. And the reason I'm putting it in a dish here, it's actually a lid, is because I want to hold the ultrathin oil in here because I want to reuse it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and spray it down a little bit. There you go, just like that. And it comes out a little bit more than you might need, depending on how many bearings you're using. So what I like to do is, so you've got excess fluid in here, right? So I'm going to let this sit here for a little while. I'm going to let it cure, maybe cure overnight. And tomorrow I'm going to flip them. So I'm going to flip them over and get the other side. Make sure all sides of these bearings are covered. And the reason I use it in this container is I could probably put another 3 bearings in here with the same fluid, with the same, aerosol spray in here, and not have to use more product. So again, it's reusing the product, I guess sensibly, right? There's no point in just keep spraying this, and then all of a sudden I have, it's all over the desk, it's all over my work mat, and I can still kind of keep using it again and again and again until there's no more left. So just kind of a tip there. And so for this one, let me switch cameras over here. So for this guy here, 15, this is a 15 ounce I mentioned. So this is the Moosick Ultrathin Oil with PTFE, and price per ounce is $1.34 per ounce. So a little bit more, money than the grease, but you also get another ounce in there. And, as he said, the pressure sensitive valves, right? So you can press these down. So the lighter you press it, let me see if I can give you kind of see how it goes. So you can press them down a little bit comes out, press it a lot comes out, especially with, with the Moosick Cleaner and Degreaser. That one is a big one. You can press it a little bit and just a little bit comes out. You press all the way down, it comes out like a fire cannon. So check that out as well. It's not just, spray it as hard as you can and waste a lot of product. It's, use it, point it at it, make sure everything, around it is clear, and use it wisely.
So a lot of people were asking if you could use udder butter for diff fluid, and believe it or not, I was trying to get I think the highest I had at the time was I want to say it was 15K, and I was trying to get like 200 or something crazy. It was for a wheeler on carpet. So we went ahead, and it was the only grease I really had, and I heard about diff grease before, and udder butter. It worked. It didn't deteriorate or anything like that, but it's definitely not the weight that I was looking for. I now have a diff weight tester, so I'd be curious to see what it would be and come out as. So if I do have time, I will test it for you guys, but I'm estimating around 20K because it was a little bit different than what I had, but I wanted it thick. So
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
I've never heard of a diff weight test or a silicone diff fluid tester. That's cool.
We're pretty dorky when it comes to the performance of our stuff. Yeah, we love it. But definitely a pretty cool tool to have, and it really comes into play when you're going to like high grip surfaces, because you want to make sure all your diffs are working good together.
Yeah, this is looks like Jeff was saying he puts it in a plastic tub. Yeah, I totally agree. Put in any type of plastic container, could be covered. But yeah, it's all about reusing the oil, right? You don't want to take it and just dump it out. That's just a waste. So, and it's not like it's getting dirty. I mean, yes, if you and honestly, I think the right way to do it would be, if you're cleaning your bearings, you're going to take the Moosick Cleaner Degreaser, and you're going to shoot it with that, right? So you're going to get all the dirt and rust off, and then you're going to oil it. So you're not going to want to, your oil's not going to get dirty if you do it the correct way. If you put in dirty, oily, or dirty, nasty bearings in it, yeah, your oil's going to be kind of ruined. But if you clean them first, which is what you should do, it's going to last a lot longer.
Right, because like obviously preventive maintenance is the best maintenance. And man, now we get to chit chat about one of my favorite things. A lot of people ask when I go out to the local track and stuff like that, if I'm always running a new kit. Well, I know it's not as clean as Steve's, but I definitely take pride in keeping my kit as clean as possible and going through it and maintaining it correctly. So obviously, I'm talking about the Moosick. The Moosick is probably one of the reasons why I love the green streak so much, why I want to steal Tyler's shirt and basically have all the goodness. So like I was saying earlier, I went through and I cleaned it, and it's dull. It's not ready to get put on the shelf just quite yet. Now, he was saying about spraying a lot and being out of control and stuff like that. And this is the type of product where just a little bit will do it for you. All you want to do is just coat the plastics
Yeah.
and any of the moving parts. You don't need a lot, but you can already see it starting to shine here. Now, the biggest thing is going to be like the side guard here. And look at the difference already. You can see the lighting coming right off of it. So obviously it gets rid of all the dullness, and you don't need a lot. You just need a little bit in all the spots, and this thing will look brand spanking new. You put this puppy on the shelf, put it away, and when you're ready to go back to the track, all of it will have penetrated into the plastics, and it'll give you that protection and make it easier to clean on the next round, and you'll be able to use less product. And that's all it is it's all about the savings, right? We're talking about value, and a little bit will go a long way, especially with this product. One of my faves, Moosick industrial grade. Man, this stuff has been in my arsenal and my secret weapon for so long. It's definitely one of those things that you can't go without if you want that brand new kit shine. It like now you can see it's actually popping off of the lights and not as dull as it was
Right.
just 2 seconds ago. It's one of those miracle things. And one thing that I did learn, don't spray it on and go onto the track wet. You want to give this time to cure. And obviously, this one, I'm not sure. There's a couple competitor things of this, but I know it outperforms in lifespan, adhesion. The rust inhibitors on it are amazing, but I'm not sure what it is per ounce for the Moosick though.
Yeah,
That
we
I
don't have that data on here. I mean, it is an expensive product. It's one of the more expensive aerosol products on the line. But the nice thing about it is you don't need to load it on, so you're
no.
really just fogging it. And I mean, an example like we talked about in other episodes, that you want to use the silicone spray on your new kits and your new RTRs before you even drive them, right? And that's part of the system. So you would think the system is treating your vehicle before you even drive it. You'd think, yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfectly clean. I just got out of the box. Well, yeah, it is, but it's going to be harder to eliminate all those dirts and get that dirt and grease off of it if you don't pre-treat it. So that's the nice thing. And then you're just like Adam showed, you're just fogging it on. You're not holding it down and spraying it at a local location. Great for bodies, right? So you have a brand new body, you spray it on, it makes it look good, and it also makes it so stuff's not gonna stick to it as easily.
Man, that is awesome. My wife is in love
Oh,
with
just like it.
the smells, and you know what? They haven't smelled the new cow snot yet, so it's going to be kind of
Different.
funny when the kids get their
Smell my
hands on
snot.
that. It's minty. It's minty.
Minty. Well, the funny thing is the blue one smells different than the
Yeah,
green one. I
absolutely.
noticed it's a lot different. But yeah, as my kids did, is they added their own scent to the cow snot, which is kind of like, I mean, this is very similar to kid slime.
Yeah,
It's really very similar to it, if not the same. And I know that's one of the things kids do is they kind of add scents to it. So go wild with it, make it smell your own.
and I told the kids no slime on the carpet, and here I am playing with it on the carpet. So
Unless it's
we'll have
carpet
to.
on your car. Unless it's carpet
Yeah,
racing.
absolutely.
It's funny.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, we added essential oils for a pleasant scent.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah. So yeah,
Good
guys and
clean.
girls, definitely don't forget value, hashtag value is your chance to win the products that we choose at the end. So definitely pretty cool. Need to make them smell like donuts. Oh geez.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, I think the ultra thin oil and grease kind of smell similar to that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And we had a race last weekend, and they were putting molasses on the track. I it smelled like
Wow.
my grandma's cupboard. It was so good. Like I was gonna lick the track. It was so yummy. But I don't recommend that. But definitely one of those smells that just brings you a little closer to home.
That's right.
Yeah. So cow snot should come in different flavors. Yeah. Actually, I love the green, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because I beat on the blue one so bad, but the consistency right out of the box of the green one was ready to rock.
Mhm.
Whereas the blue
Right.
one, I actually let sit out for a second
Mhm.
and got that consistency more. It was more manageable in my opinion. But the
Yeah.
green, boom, right out of the tin or the plastic cup and good to go. Whoa, Mike with the hold on, let's get it
So
up
he's
there.
got an encyclopedia of information here.
Let's see. Yeah, many ceramic bearing companies don't recommend a corrosive cleaner to clean the bearings. They recommend a citrus cleaner, which would probably smell good. In that case, the parts and chassis wash is fantastic. Then apply the bearing oil with the PTFE, which is the Teflon, and then stock bearings. I have cleaned the bearings with the cleaner and degreaser, then applied the bearing oil, and they spun
Yeah.
for days. Yeah, actually, if you look back at some of our previous episodes, when I was building my Mud Boss cheater, I went through it and sprayed it all with that, redid the bearings, took the flashing off of all the blue molded
Okay.
parts in the bearing, and it was epic. They thought that I actually put ceramic bearings into the stock slash because it was so good. It was all Cow RC maintenance related. So
Well,
I
see,
had to
that's I
make a
mean,
video.
that's value right there, right? I mean, what's a set of ceramic bearings? Like 70
Ooh.
bucks, 80 bucks, right? I
And they
mean,
can't take
compared
the impact.
right? Compared
Yep.
compared to the value of the ultra thin oil, I mean, you're a fraction of that cost, and
Oh yeah,
it's gonna last a lot longer.
under a buck 40 an ounce, like you can't
Yeah,
beat that. And like you were saying, like the ceramics, man. The only time that I heard ceramics were the real deal, I think, was Todd talking about it for drag racing. I think that he had to step it up there. But
yep,
Todd is like one of the top racers in all of the states. I think he's hitting like 1.6 now at a redonkulous mile per hour. It's pretty cool that he was
wow,
on the show giving us that
yep.
tip. And I don't know if you guys seen Heath's comment, but he dropped the Todd bomb for that. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, honestly, it is a great trick for the mud bosses because mud boss is a stock class. So you got to squeak out every
True.
little bit that you can. So it's adding value from the products. Like, you know what? And just a little dab will do you. And right now, I got my Sonic cleaner ready to rock right after the show's done because, man, trying to show off kind of bit me in the booty. And I got some cleaning to do tonight before I hit the hay.
Yeah, I mean, people say tires win races. I mean, I think bearings equally win races. It's amazing how much a bad bearing. I mean, look at like motor bearings and things like that. I think someone just made a comment about a motor bearing exploding on
Yep.
one of their friends' cars. But I mean, it's amazing how much those little things that are people kind of think they're disposable. I mean, they can be revitalized. That you can clean them, you re-oil them, and you just kind of work it in there. Some of them are going to need more than others, but it's amazing what a brand new set of bearings can turn into when you add more oil, because it's just like any other RTR, right? You tear apart an RTR, you look at the transmission case, right? It's got a little bit of grease in it, and it's
If
low
that's what
grade
it
grease.
is.
What do you think? What do you think your bearings are gonna be? It's the same low grade oil, probably just a tiny bit of oil. It's worth taking it apart, especially if you're looking for speed on a stock. That's
Yeah.
that's that's like hidden speed right there.
For the value you get, it's definitely best to lubricate. And speaking of value and all that stuff, I was trying to go online and I was trying to find other magnetic mats. And I I think
How'd it
he's
go?
like nothing. Because
You
like
can't find
I
them,
don't know
right?
if it's just out of my
Right,
algorithm or something, but
right.
like he's definitely has us hooked up with the magnetic mats.
So if you do see another magnetic mat out there, chances are it's still a CowRC product. So, like as an example, CowRC sells their magnetic mats to cell phone companies, and so cell phone companies will use these either to do like repairs on cell phones or maybe some demonstration type of things. But you'll may see some of these floating around. I have never seen them floating around, but but CowRC does sell it. So this is a proprietary matte, magnetic matte surface. So obviously the mats, themselves, other companies do sell mats, but not with the magnetic surface. So that's something that you look for when you have a company who's making proprietary aerosols and cleaners. The mats are the same way too. So very cool. And this is one of the, the heart of the products that CowRC came with and what they started out with. So it's just something that you're not going to see. And, the difference between the work mats and the flat mats, you have big sizes, small sizes, and, kind of working with the value is you can take a bunch of these small mats and, make them into a bigger mat, right? It's not like a puzzle literally, but you can take a small mat and add little parts and pieces to it to put different parts on the side. Like you want to have, some wheel nuts on this side. You want to have some shock parts here. You want to have a diff over here. And it's nice because you can just kind of take it with you, take it upstairs. Maybe you're going to watch TV and you want to, build a diff while you watch TV. Take it upstairs with you. You don't have to have a gigantic mat that only sits in one place. So if you do want to have that, you have the ability to. Mm-hmm. So that's the neat thing about all the magnetic mats is so many different sizes, different configurations. I mean, we've got, stuff like this, right? We've got different pockets. You've got some that have pockets on the top only. Some don't have them at all. Pockets along the sides. So there's all kinds of different stuff that you can add, you can subtract, custom headers. Just very cool stuff and different sizes. Like this is a large, so plenty big to have a 10 scale vehicle on, and actually even an 8 scale vehicle.
Yeah, yeah. No, Johnny, I'm not pro. Are you talking about Adam Drake? Oh, I thought he was calling me pro. Jeez Louise. But yeah, no. Honestly, I think that the way that we have the team structured and the way that you actually have to produce the content and do that on a weekly basis and a monthly basis, and you've seen all the prizes, being part of this team, being on the CowRC fan page, doing all the posts that I get to see and love and like and comment on, man, that's what makes this team so special. I think having pros is okay, but it's definitely not the atmosphere that has made this team the absolute best to be a part of. So it's pretty cool. I do that at separate. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna flip it over. You guys won't hear me for a second. No, he was talking about me. Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate that. But definitely super cool. So this was the after effects of what happened when I messed everything up. So here, I'll throw it on screen. You won't be able to hear me. I'll just pop it on quick and pop it right off. But look at this mess. It's actually giving me anxiety looking at it, knowing it's still dirty, and I'm like not cleaning it right now. I'm in my head, I'm like, oh my God, the bearings are getting bad and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's definitely going to be fun cleaning that up. Luckily, I got the best maintenance value package on the planet, and it'll get it clean in no time. Never picture myself enjoying making content, but honestly, yeah, it is so much fun. And when you're doing something you enjoy, it's easy because it becomes natural. So it's just one of those things. Oh, yeah. And one of the things that I wanted to bring up, and you were talking about building up your RC mat collection and things like that. A lot of people ask me if I was to start over again, how would I do it? And I'm telling you, man, I don't have, let me see if I can pop it up. The mouse pads. I think it is a fantastic starting point. Not only is it very cost effective, but you can build upon it. You can get the medium mouse pad, the small mouse pad, or the XL, or is it just called the large? I can't.
Yeah, it's just mouse pad. There's mouse pad and then the small and then the mini.
Right. And honestly, the things that you can do and customize just on that. So you can just start off with the mouse pad. Then you can start off with your first magnetic. Then you can start off with like the smaller, like little catch. The 4x4 is one of my favorites. The 4x8, even better. That's what you just seen in my big mess that I got to pull apart tonight. So you can actually start off super value oriented and build up from there. And if you keep tuning into Cow Tech, who knows, you might win some of the stuff.
Well, I mean, look at like these carbon series mats, right? I mean, this is
Oh,
a mat that is it's almost like a transformer. So you've got a mat that can take the abuse of all the aerosols, all the cleaners, and it's super easy to clean. And you can add in magnetics to it, so you can either
yep.
add a work mat into it, a flat mat into it, and it's kind of a dual mat. So it's two mats in one. And then you've got our small carbon series mat where we have the solder mat that you can add into it. So it's almost like a 3-in-1 type of mat where we've got the carbon series mat where you can take all the abuse. You can put a small flat mat in it, or you can put in the solder mat in it. So it's really like a 3-in-1 type of thing. And they're small enough and more portable that way you can take them with you places, you can store them. They're not going to be as they say they're more forgiving than any type of like work mat, right? The work mats are great for taking photos and they're great for that magnetic ability, but they don't take the abuse of like the aerosols and the cleaners as well, or like liquids and things like that. So it's nice to be able to have a little bit of everything. I know when I started on a CowRC team and was a customer, it was just the work mats and flat mats, and those are fantastic. But it's nice to be able to see other rubber mats too. Like I was talking about the mouse pad. It just looks really cool.
Does. I love the graphics. I actually show it off all the time. It's one of those things that it just looks cool in the pits. Radioactive scale RC. PM me, bud. I think I can help you out. Shipping to Canada does suck. Me being Canadian, I know that. Hit me up. PM me is best, and we'll see if we can work something out for you.
Well, have we decided what type of prizes we're going to give out today? I haven't noticed any suggestions, but we're looking for suggestions. We're going to give out 2 prizes tonight, based on the hashtag.
Yeah, and the other thing that we didn't really touch upon, and I don't think anybody else truly offers this, but the cow formal. The cow formal is one of those things that I put on all of my bashers and crawlers, and now if I get into boats, like I guess I'm gonna be a boat guy. We'll see.
Right.
And actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea, Dino, with
Okay.
the ultra thin oil.
Good suggestions.
Give
Give
out a
out a
master
master
kit.
kit.
Oh my god. Oh, dude. I would want my name in the hat for that one.
No kidding. I'll start
Yeah.
hashtagging right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wouldn't that be cool to have that master's kit show up? I mean, I can't imagine what size box that shows up in. That's got to be like a back of a pickup worth of products.
Yeah, well, Kurt, I don't know. Canada's pretty big. Somebody told me that before. Like, didn't I know this guy? He ended up being from BC. I'm from Ontario, and it was like a 28-hour drive away or something like that. Because Canada's not as small as you guys think.
Okay, so he says two boxes is the master's kit. I would bet. I'm sure one box is probably not friendly for the UPS driver.
Oh man, no, I could just imagine the weight. But man, another thing that I wanted to talk about too is I got lucky and was able to get the new Jet Blaster, and I had the
Nice.
variable speed one. He told me when I got it that just to pay it forward and give away my traditional one, and I still haven't heard the story yet, but I heard that he blew off his entire pit table now because he plugged it in with it on. And I warned him. I warned him about it. I said it's got crazy power right out of the gate. So obviously the value there, you don't need a generator to run your air compressor. You don't
Right.
need to pull along a huge air compressor. Heck, a generator is hard enough to pull along, but a compressor is just another thing that you can avoid if you have the nice blaster. And now, honestly, you've seen what I've been using. I've been using the mini. It is out on the table right now, getting ready with the sonic cleaner. So all these things add up to like proprietary stuff that he brings in to kind of have a one-stop shop for all of us. So we don't have to go and source it out from like
Right.
eBay, Etsy,
Yeah.
Amazon, all those, big things. I definitely think that him bringing it in gives us the benefit of being able to shop in one spot and get what we need to perform. Another thing, and I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised, kind of surprised, but the new storage boxes and bins. If you look at the price for those, they're cheap.
Oh, dot
And
boxes. Yeah.
well, the dot boxes I really like because you can graphic them up, and you know me with the green streak, I love the graphics. But even the
Oh,
new
yes.
ones are very value
New
added.
ones.
And man, you want to talk about being able to organize your screws and keep everything right where you need them? We actually separated them by kits now, so those ones save you time in the pits. So you know what? Having an ability to shop under one roof, Heath is giving us that ability through CowRC. So those are a couple things that I kind of wanted to talk about just to make sure that people knew. And obviously, the lights. I'm using the pit light right
Yep,
now,
me too.
just to light up the area. And you see the overhead; it is super bright. And then everything else I have all darked out because man, you don't want to see the rest of my garage. So, oh, ETA on the
Yeah.
headlamps. See, we're
Well,
talking
I was
about
kind of wondering
lighting.
that too. It's starting to get dark out earlier, and I need some. I like to go out and walk and bring an RC with me, so I'm interested in those headlamps too. We tested a couple of them, and really bright, really easy to use, really
Yep.
lightweight. I've been walking around with those clunky ones that just has like the part that sticks out 2 inches, and I hate them. I cannot wait till those headlamps come in because it was nice. Awesome. 2 weeks. I
Yeah,
can't
2
wait.
weeks. Yeah, I use mine to fill up the generator, at night because it's always out, and I put it as far away from my, trailer as I can just to keep the noise down, and, having that headlamp is money because then you can see in, not overfill, make a mess, and everybody knows how cheap gas is right now, right? So, you don't wanna be wasting that, that's
Always
for
cheap,
sure.
right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. So, alright, so please get in
Good.
your, things. We got
47.
47 and only 37 entries, so
Yeah.
definitely get in. So, I'm wondering, you know what I think we should do? Is there a 3-pack of, microfibers?
Yes, I believe there is. I think that's how the initial pack comes in. Let's take a look here. Cleaning towels here. Yes, there is a 3-pack. So you get one of each color.
Good luck to Dino this time. He needs it. Oh,
Yeah, he
okay,
hasn't
well,
won in a long time.
the boss man says do a
Oh,
15
15
pack
pack.
instead. Because
Cool.
I was gonna say, okay, so we'll do a 15 pack with the cow snot. And then
Okay.
the other one, I do think that we should do the thin grease, if that's cool for the second one, because
Yeah,
I think a
sure.
couple people asked for the thin grease. So I
Okay.
think 15 pack and cow snot, and then we'll do the thin grease as
Yeah,
well.
perfect.
All right. So we got
Okay.
43 in, 47 watching.
Good.
Good luck, everybody. We are gonna go spinning the wheel. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Truman
Oh,
got
so
in
snuck
last
in.
minute. Chris Gertie, man, congratulations. You win the microfibers and the cow snot. Oh, man. Message
Nice.
me with your information, Chris.
Congratulations.
He is a local racer who's
Oh,
been
nice.
out and about, so very cool to see. I know he will put it to good use, and thank you, Chris,
Fantastic.
for tuning in. So, up next is the oil, and I will spin again. Here we go. Here we go.
There's a bunch of new names on here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at it.
Oh my God. He nailed it. And I think that's what he asked for too, if I'm not
Really?
mistaken. I
Not
think he
rigged.
not I know. Unbelievable. Eh?
That's
Congratulations.
awesome. Good for you
Man, it's been
guys.
a while. Uh, for those of you who don't know, from the earlier shows, Dino was winning everything, and
Yes.
that's why it's so funny seeing him in our new intro. he gets to win every time. So
It was like a
very
month
cool.
straight he won.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very, very cool. So Dino, just message
Yes,
Tyler
congrats.
and yeah, Chris, make sure you message me and we will get you guys all sorted out. And once again, man, we appreciate you guys tuning in,
Yeah,
sticking with us. The hour flew by. Episode 43 is coming up next. And we got a surprise.
we
I can't
do.
wait to talk about it. We
Yes.
are just working out the fine details, and we'll see what we have in store. But I think you're gonna
That's
like
right.
it. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yes.
But for
It's gonna be
now,
exciting.
oh yeah, it's one of those episodes that is just gonna keep building upon itself, kind of like Matageddon, because we didn't think Matageddon was
True.
gonna be as popular as it ended up being. So, man, we appreciate you guys. Tune in 2 short weeks, and we will see you then. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.